They didn't see the nights you cried alone. They didn't hear the silence when your phone stopped ringing. They didn't witness the moment you almost gave up, but didn't. You kept going. And that's the difference between the average and the unstoppable. Hard work isn't glamorous. It's lonely. It's painful. It's invisible, but it's powerful. You wake up at 5 a.m. while they sleep. You walk to work in the rain while they complain from behind car doors. You eat leftovers while they dine out. But one day, just one day, the world will call you lucky. And they won't understand that your luck came from blood, sweat, and broken sleep. You've been underestimated, overlooked, disrespected. And that's exactly why you're dangerous. Because when someone who had nothing chooses to keep going, they become something no one can stop. What is hard work? Most people think it's just about putting in long hours. But real hard work is when you give everything you have to something and still wonder if it's enough. Hard work is waking up before the world does. Not because someone told you to, but because something inside you won't let you sleep. Hard work is not glamorous. It's the tears you wipe off your face before your shift starts. It's the cramps in your hands from building, writing, lifting, hustling, day after day. Hard work is showing up when nobody claps. It's doing the job when no one's watching. It's fighting for a dream that only exists in your own mind, even when everyone tells you to quit. And still you show up, still you grind, still you believe, because you know something most people don't. Discipline will take you where motivation never could. Motivation fades. Emotions waver. But discipline, that's what makes hard work consistent. And consistency, that's the real secret to greatness. Not talent, not luck, not money. Consistency fueled by hard work. They'll say you're obsessed. They'll say, you're doing too much. But one day they'll say, how did you do it? And you'll smile. Because while they partied, you prepared. While they waited, you worked. While they talked, you did. You gave your pain a purpose and turned your setbacks into your story. That's hard work. You worked while you healed. You built while you bled. And you dreamed while they doubted. Because you knew the pain of hard work will never be greater than the pain of regret. Let's be real. Hard work hurts. Not just your body, but your soul. Your pride, your peace. But what they won't tell you is this. Pain is not punishment. It's preparation. Every ache, every loss, every rejection is shaping something inside you that's bigger than comfort. It's building your power. Pain introduces you to the parts of yourself you didn't know existed. That version of you that keeps going when it hurts. That version that gets back up when nobody's clapping. That version that doesn't fold under pressure, but it becomes a diamond from it. You see, nobody grows in comfort. Comfort keeps you average. But pain stretches you, strengthens you, sharpens you. It's not the easy days that make you great. It's the nights when your chest is tight, your eyes are swollen, your body wants to quit, but you still whisper, one more try. That's power. Look at every legend, every champion, every successful person you admire. They didn't escape the pain. They embraced it. Because pain is a language we avoid. But strength translates into fuel. Hard work without pain is like a sword without fire. It stays dull. It stays weak. But when you endure the fire, when you let pain shape you instead of break you, you walk out forged, sharper, stronger, smarter. And no one can take that from you. So the next time pain shows up, don't curse it. Don't run from it. Say this, I see you and I'm ready. Because when you rise through pain, you're not just surviving anymore. You're becoming unstoppable. Anyone can post their hustle. Anyone can act hungry when the lights are on. But the truth is, success is built in the shadows. What do you do when no one is clapping? When there's no camera, no cheers, no crowd. That's where hard work becomes holy. When it's just you, the sweat, the silence, and the dream that won't leave you alone. It's the 4 a.m. grind when your friends are asleep. It's the extra reps you do after practice. It's the late night study session, the final cold call of the day, the draft you rewrite when your eyes are burning. Nobody sees that, but that's what changes your life. Because the real test isn't what you do in front of the world. It's what you do without applause. That's the moment most people quit. Because it's quiet, because it's boring, because it's thankless. But champions are forged in isolation. Not on stage, not in the spotlight, but in the silence, when the only thing keeping you going is your why. I don't like it. Not validation. Just that fire inside you whispering, keep going. You're not done yet. And the beautiful part? That silence teaches you to depend on yourself. It teaches you discipline. It teaches you resilience. It teaches you that you don't need a crowd to be great. You just need a reason. You build a quiet confidence, the kind that doesn't brag. It just walks in the room and dominates. Because while they were posting, while they were partying, you were planting roots so deep. Now nothing can shake you. You see the mansion. You see the car. You see the followers. You see the success. What you don't see are the 10 years behind it, the sleepless nights, the sacrifices no one clapped for, the birthdays missed, the bills that almost broke them. You think they got lucky? No, they got up every single day when nothing was promised. That's what hard work looks like. It's not flashy. It's not pretty. It's not viral. It's years of rejection, years of being laughed at, years of going unnoticed, until one day you become undeniable. But by then, it's too late for the doubters, too late for the ones who said, maybe you should give up. Because while they waited for proof, you were becoming it. People love to celebrate the finish line, but they never see the injuries. They love to repost your wins, but they never shared your losses. That's okay, because you weren't working for them. You were working for freedom, for legacy, for something bigger than applause. You build it day by day, hour by hour, pain by pain. And that's what makes it beautiful, because no one can take what you earned. So next time you feel behind, next time you scroll and feel small, remember this. You're not late. You're just in chapter 2 of a 10-chapter masterpiece. Overnight success? That's just the part they show you. What really matters is the grind you survive when no one is watching. Because when the world finally looks your way, you'll be ready, not because you got lucky, but because you stayed loyal to the work. Everyone wants success, but not everyone's willing to make the trade. Because hard work doesn't just take your time. It takes your comfort, your sleep, your weekends, sometimes even your relationships. But you did it anyway. You sacrificed in silence. And most people will never understand the cost. They saw you miss parties. They saw you quiet at the table. They saw you disappear. But what they didn't see was why. They didn't see you turning down nights out to work on your craft. They didn't see you say no to distractions so you could say yes to your future. They didn't see the arguments, the isolation, the moments you felt like a stranger in your own life, because nobody around you was built like you. That's what hard work demands. It separates you, it isolates you, but it also elevates you. There were nights you stared at the ceiling, wondering if it was worth it, if losing friends, time, even joy was the price of greatness. And the truth is, yes, it was, because you didn't come this far just to be liked. You came this far to build something eternal. And while they were comfortable, you were becoming capable. While they settled, you sacrificed. And now when the time comes to rise, you'll be the one who's ready. Not because you had less to lose, but because you were brave enough to lose it. Sacrifice isn't suffering. It's a strategy. And every night you chose to work, you were choosing to never go back to the life that broke you. They won't clap for the pain you hid, but one day they'll stand and cheer for the power you became. You may not have the money. You may not have the connections. You may not have the perfect body, the perfect education, or the perfect start, but you've got something no one can measure. Work ethic. And that makes you dangerous. Because while they sleep, you grind. While they complain, you build. And that's the difference. You don't need to be the most talented. You don't need to be the smartest. You just need to be relentless. Because talent might win the sprint, but hard work wins a marathon. And when it gets tough, most people quit. But you dig deeper. You don't fold. You don't break. You become more. Every room you walk into, every challenge you face, tell yourself this: I will outwork them all. Because effort is the one currency that's always in your control. And no one, not privilege, not politics, not power, can outgrind a soul on fire. They might be stronger, they might be richer, but they'll never be hungrier. You were built for this, made in struggle, hardened in pressure. You've got the scars to prove it. And when it gets dark, you don't run. You put your head down and you get to work. Because you didn't come this far to stop. You came this far to show the world what happens when effort meets destiny. You didn't start at the top. You weren't born into privilege. You didn't have doors held open for you. You had to break them down. You started in the mud, broken, broke, alone, but you had something more powerful than a head start. You had hunger, while they were fed comfort. You were fed pain. While they had options, you had one way out: work. And so you climbed. Every step was a struggle. Every inch was earned. You slipped, you bled, you cried, but you never stopped climbing. Because in the mud, you discovered your strength. In the mud, you found out what you were really made of. You saw people walk away. You saw people laugh. But you used their doubt like fuel. Because deep down, you knew something they didn't. Mountains were made for climbing. And the top doesn't belong to the lucky. It belongs to the relentless. You didn't take an elevator. You didn't have a guide. You didn't even have proper gear. But still, you rose. And the mud they tried to bury you in, that same mud became the foundation beneath your feet. Now you're standing taller, breathing heavier, seeing farther. You didn't just survive the climb. You owned it. And soon, the same people who ignored you on the ground will look up in awe as you stand on the peak. But here's what they'll never understand. You didn't just find success at the top. You found yourself on the way up. Anyone can work when they're motivated. Anyone can hustle when they feel good. But real ones, they grind when they're tired, when the legs are shaking, when the mind is doubting, when the heart is broken. That's when the winners rise. Because here's the truth. Tiring is not an excuse. Tiring is part of the journey. You think the legends weren't tired? You think the champions never thought about quitting? They did, but they made a decision. I will not let how I feel control what I do. That's the difference. Winners keep going, even if it's slow, even if it hurts, even if nobody's watching. See, fatigue is a test, a wall between the average and the elite. And most people hit that wall and turn around. But you punch through it. You crawl under it. You climb over it. Because you didn't come this far just to come this far. You've been through too much. You've sacrificed too much. You've hurt too much to let tired stop you now. You rest when it's over. You breathe when you're done. But right now, you keep pushing. Because you understand the truth. Tired means you're getting closer. Tired means your muscles are breaking so they can rebuild stronger. Tired means your limits are lying, and your spirit is about to prove them wrong. So don't back down now. Take that breath, wipe that sweat, square your shoulders, and say it out loud. I'm tired, but I'm not finished. You don't have to shout. You don't have to explain. You don't need to prove anything to anyone, because when you work hard, your results speak loud enough. That promotion, that business you built from scratch, that respect you earned without begging. Hard work is a language that commands attention. It's the proof that you're not a moment. You're a movement. People will doubt you. They will question your journey. But your success will drown out the noise. Your hard work becomes your legacy. A story written in scars, sweat, and sacrifice. And when you walk into any room, you carry that story with you. No one can take that away. Remember this. Success isn't just about what you get. It's about who you become. Hard work shapes character. Hard work builds confidence. Hard work teaches humility. And when you finally stand at the peak, You won't need to tell the world how hard you worked. They'll see it in your posture, your eyes, your quiet power. So keep grinding, keep pushing, keep believing, because one day your hard work will shout, and the world will have no choice but to listen.